Welcome back to the final conclusion in our series, Love and Loss, and what that all looks like. And today I want to talk about the after effects of loss because just because you lose something doesn't mean that new growth cannot happen in your life. It doesn't mean that there can't be a new beginning when you have experienced loss. And we're going to discuss that today, what that might look like in your life. But before we begin, my name is Mariah. I'm a certified Christian mental health coach, and I'm here to help you grow in emotional and spiritual maturity through biblically based holistic practices. What that means is I'm here to help you merge your faith and your feelings so you can have an emotionally authentic faith. You're able to live your life in a way that is honest and true, and it attracts other people because, God wants us to experience the depth of His love without ignoring how we're actually feeling and what we're actually thinking. So, if that is something that interests you, you want to explore more about that, I have a free guide in my description for you. It's a 3-day prayer guide that helps you grow in that processing of your emotions so you can experience an emotionally authentic faith. You can also join me over on my Instagram page where we have conversations like this and more. Like I was saying, we are ending our series now on love and loss, and we're finding healing and new life after heartache. Because to love is to risk loss, but it doesn't mean we can't find love again. And whether it's in the form of romantic love, whether it's in the form of community or some other type of way, maybe you've had a friendship breakup and you're afraid to be friends with someone new again, or maybe it's learning to love God after you have been dismantling all of these lies that you have believed about Him. Love is meant to restore. And today I want to talk about that restoration process. Now, I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable with you. I don't know how much I share. I share often, but I don't remember where I share it all to. But for me, I have experienced loss in the forms of my father and my brother. I lost them unexpectedly almost or over 3 years ago now at this point. And while there was an extreme loss and there's no replacing a person, there is still room for growth and new life in that time frame. And for me, that was really hard to go through and process. But like I said last time, my hope is not in an outcome. My hope is in a person, and that's the person of Jesus Christ. And His word and His constant character reminds us that if we are still here, He is not done with us yet. If you are still breathing, there's still purpose to be had. And we get to play an active role in that healing and restoration that He wants to have for us. And I'm going to discuss today some active ways that we can do that. The first thing is remember that you cannot do this alone. We are meant to be in community together. As much as you probably want to be that lone ranger that goes off and does their own thing, the anti-hero that rises from the ashes, you're not. You are meant to be in community with other people. And I know that people have hurt you. And I know that being in community means that accountability happens, and also it means that people might still fail you and might still hurt you again. And isolation is tempting because you're like, I don't have to deal with people, then I don't have to deal with getting hurt again. But what you're doing is closing yourself off to the growth and the warmth and the embrace that love brings, because you can't just love by yourself. You have to love with others around you, whether you like it or not. If you are tempted to isolate, if you are tempted to go off on your own and you're trying to figure out how to bridge that community gap, I'm going to encourage you to write a list of activities that you really like doing. Let's get practical here. Maybe you like making coffee or going for a walk. Maybe you are a baker like me, or you enjoy going to the gym. Whatever it might be, like write down the activities that you enjoy doing and then invite someone to join you. Because for I assume most people that are going to watch this are probably going to be women, but maybe a couple of men will be on here. But like, men and women communicate differently, and most of the time women communicate face to face, like I'm having a conversation with you, right? But we can learn a lot from male counterparts where their way of communicating is doing things together, shoulder to shoulder. And there's a good way to be able to bridge that type of communication where I'm able to now do things side by side with another person. I don't have to necessarily open myself up right again and tell them all my deepest, darkest secrets, but spending time and rubbing shoulders with another person is what helps build that time and that consistency to establish trust with that person, that they might be someone I can open up to and someone that I can spend time with. And if it sounds like it's a lot of work, that's because it is. Community doesn't just happen because you are the same age. Community takes intention. It takes being willing to put yourself out there and to connect with other people and develop that connection. Now, it's also okay if it takes time. See, a few months after my family tragedy, my husband and I, we were invited into a small group. And I am a very extroverted person. Like, I put myself out there. I'm so comfortable doing that. But I was in a season in my life where I just had so much tragedy that I was processing it. And when I was in this small group, while they were welcoming, I felt just disconnected in this shift in my spirit of not knowing how to engage with the people around me. And it's because I was putting this pressure on myself to respond the way that I used to, not giving myself grace or understanding that I am in an extremely difficult place to connect with other people. It's okay if you find yourself having difficulty connecting with people. Just don't give up on it and give yourself grace to just exist. Just being or just existing is difficult when you're with people you know, but it's even more difficult when you're with people you don't know and when you've gone through something challenging. So if you have experienced something in that way where you are just trying to sort through it, it's okay if it takes time to get to where you need to be. You don't have to worry about showing up or proving yourself or having to perform. I know that was something that I was going through in my brain because I'm seeing how I'm responding, and it's a very subdued part of me, but it's not the full extent, and so it feels inauthentic. Just because it feels inauthentic doesn't mean that you're not actually engaging. It just might mean you're going through something difficult. So give yourself time to process it. Give yourself space if you aren't able to engage with people at the moment, but don't forget to re-engage. Don't forget to get connected again together. Because ultimately, God asks us to just come as we are and to just show up. His job is to do the work. We just follow him. And then finally, give yourself what you need, not just what you want. When it comes to love and loss, we discount our physical needs. We discount our physical body. As much as I would love to lay in bed and eat chocolate all day and do nothing, although to me that actually sounds kind of boring, as much as we want to be able to do that, it doesn't help us in the long run when it comes to experiencing love and experiencing loss. We all know that there is like this relationship weight that people tend to experience, where if you're in a relationship, you tend to like put on like a couple extra pounds, or you like feel a little bit more comfortable. And then when you get out of that relationship, there tends to be a weight loss that happens. And I think it's really important because God uses our bodies to help us gauge where we are in our healing journey. And if you are feeling emotionally miserable, your body is going to show that. Your body is going to show that through your bad sleep habits, through your emotional eating habits, or how you engage with physical exercise. Whether you overtly exercise because you're so stressed out that you just can't like relax, or you do nothing at all and it makes your body feel worse. Wherever you land on that spectrum, your body is a tool that God has given you to help you know where your level of health is. Maybe you're like, okay, I know I need to, in order for me to experience love and loss in a good way, I need to get back into my body. I need to get back into honoring what God has given me. Let me tell you something. Just take it easy. Like, do one thing. Don't just jump in all or nothing, because I know that's what a lot of us like to do. Don't do that. You're gonna make yourself have a headache. Rather, just take a glass of water. Like, start drinking more water. Maybe swap a lemonade for a soda. Or maybe meal prep your breakfast. Do some 10-minute stretching. Don't underestimate spending time in nature, or if you're in winter and it's like hard to go for a walk, go to the plant section at Home Depot and just spend some time there. But whatever you're doing, show up with your body, because your body plays a big role in your experience of love and loss. So don't neglect it. And as I wrap up this series, I hope that this has reminded you in ways or challenged you in other about how to think deeper when it comes to love and it comes to loss. Love is not just these gooey feelings that we experience, although they are nice, but rather love is anchored in something that is concrete, and that is the name of Jesus Christ. To love is to risk loss. And it's better to have love and loss than to have not loved at all. So if you're afraid to show up because you're afraid you're going to lose, show up anyways. And may you have the courage to radically and deeply love, even when facing unimaginable loss. And may your hope be found in Jesus himself, his own presence, not just the results or the healing. I will catch you in the next episode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, ring the notification bell, drop a comment below, and I'll see you next time.